It's him and I, Aquemini.
What's going on YouTube? This is Marcos from Criminal Pressure Wash, and I'm back again with another video. In this video, we're going to do a deck wash and also we're going to stain. Let's take a look around. And they had some repairs done, which they replaced the handrails and also the floor. As you can see, this deck right here, it's not too dirty on the sides and stuff, but we do have some mold and stuff on the post and also on the sides right here. We have green algae right here and right here. And if you see the dark spots, that is mold. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take our pump sprayer. We're gonna spray down the handrails and the floors to get all this clean so we can be prepared for the staining. Okay guys, we are ready to get started. We are breaking in my new pump sprayer that I purchased back at Harbor Freight. Go check out that video for this pump sprayer so you can see what I did with it. All right. The first thing that we're gonna do, like I said, I'm in the gravel and stuff, so I don't gotta worry about getting anything on the grass and killing it with the chemical. This right here is the chemical I did at my last job. I'm gonna go ahead and pour this in the pump sprayer. All right, at the same time, it still has a little strength to it. This is a 3% mix, so let's go ahead and get this poured in. All right, I got it poured in. It's roughly, let's see, it's about 2 gallons that was in there. But what I'm gonna do, in this bucket I have 12% SH in it. I'm gonna pour a little SH with this mix in because this was sitting up for at least about a week or so. So I wanna make sure that I'm not just wasting it and putting it out because it's not strong enough. So I'm gonna make it a little bit stronger by just adding a little bit of SH. I'm not gonna measure it. I'm not gonna pretty much, I'm not gonna measure it because, you know, when I add it, just straight SH to what I have here, there's no way of telling what's going to be the percent because I'm not sure how strong this is. It could be still 3%, but then again, it could be dropped down to 1% because it's been sitting up. So what I'm doing, I'm just going to add a little bit of SH. I have little marks on the side of this right here. I'm probably just going to bring it up to the next mark or maybe the second mark or something like that to even it out. And that's going to be my mix for this jar right here. Now what you could do, you can spray this as is onto whatever project that you're doing, and when you spray it, what's going to happen is it's either going to work or it's not. You just do a small section so you can test it. In my case on this project, I know I'm staining it, so if I go a little bit stronger, it's not going to really hurt it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and get this deck sprayed, and then after I spray it, wash it off, and then I can go ahead and stain. So since I'm staining this deck, that's the reason I'm going ahead and probably try to boost up the strength of my SH. Okay, that's all I added. I don't think that wasn't even a quarter of a gallon, so I just added just a little bit more to boost it up. There's no reason to put half a gallon, there's no reason to put a full gallon. Just put a little bit in it just to make it a little bit stronger. And that's the same thing like if you have this in here. If you was starting a job and this was left over, you'll go ahead and just add a little bit more SH to make it a little bit stronger. That's all you have to do, guys. Don't go ahead and fill it. You know, if you got 3 gallons in here, don't fill it up to 4. Just put a little bit more SH into your mix so to make it a little bit stronger. Don't overdo it. Okay, guys. Put a backpack spray on. And like I said, this holds up to 4 gallons. And if y'all didn't know, 1 gallon of liquid is going to equal up to be 8 pounds. Matter of fact, I need to take this loose. All right, we're ready to go. I'm shaking it up a little bit. Grab my little pump. There we go. So now, come to find out, 5 is like leaking. Wasn't all that good. Oh boy, that was leaking. I hope this. Okay, let me get something to rinse this off because I don't want bleach on my skin.
Stop it. Get some help.
Okay, guys, let's try this again. I rinsed my shirt off. Now my back is wet because I ain't had no choice. Like I said, you don't want bleach to be sitting on your skin. It's not pleasant. So that was my fault for not making sure that this was tight. But now it's tight. Make sure there's no bleach, nothing on the side. Just pump it up a little more. Okay, seems like we're good. It's not leaking anymore. Put this on. Okay, let's try it and see what we got. Okay, we have this tree. Let's go ahead and do the rest of the deck. Now guys, if I wanted to, I could have downstream or H-jet this job. I just want to go ahead and test my pump sprayer out. But like I said, using the pump sprayer will save you a lot of money on chemicals because you're concentrating a stronger mix with just your pump sprayer. Okay, let's start taking a look around. Face it this way. As you can see, all that black mold is fading away. All that green algae is pretty much gone. So we are ready to go ahead and clean the deck. Now, I have seen a little bit more green and stuff over here. That's probably because it might have been some green in the wood, so I'm not gonna be able to worry about that. I had some green algae there, but it's gone. This is starting to fade right here. Now, some of these dark spots right here, I'm thinking that could be in the wood, but like I said, we're gonna be covering this with a solid coated stain, so it's not gonna be too much of a thing. I just wanna make sure that all the mold and all the algae is dead before I start covering it with stain. But it looks good. You see how white this turned over here? So if you was trying to clean your wood without staining it, pump sprayer would probably do. And you can go back and rinse it off with a water hose. That could help, but then again, it could be a lot of dirt that's in the wood, and you still would have to end up pressure washing or hiring somebody to pressure wash. So keep that in mind. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and hit a couple more spots, and then I'm gonna go ahead and crank up the pressure washer and start rinsing the side of the porch off, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get the floor. Okay, guys, this is gonna be the only problem with this pump sprayer so far, besides me getting bleach on my back, is that I have to clean this out. So in order for me to clean this out, I got to fill it up with water. I got to pump it up, and I need to spread, you know, some area where it won't kill anything. But yes, you want to flush it out with water so that way you can maintain this pump sprayer. Do not leave bleach in this. If you do, it's a good chance that it may ruin the pump sprayer. All right, so let me go ahead, get it pumped up and get everything flushed out. All right, guys, this should be everything in here now. Should be just water. Like I said, I got the triggers locked in place, so now it just continues to spray. But like I said, the only problem is it loses pressure so fast that it's not going to stay spraying. So I have to keep pumping it up to keep the mist coming out, but at least it's going to be clean. I'm running probably about a gallon, maybe 2 gallons through this pump sprayer, so that way it's clean, and I don't want to worry about it being not working when I go to my next job. All right, we're going to put it aside and let's take a look around at the deck. Now, guys, this has been about 20 minutes. Remember how this looked? This is starting to turn white. All that up there, I can walk up here. We're washing this anyway. It's starting to turn white. Everything is clean. So we got to rinse all this stuff off, so that way we won't have no issues with the staining, because we're going to try to get this stained today. But all that's starting to fade. That's starting to fade some. And the majority of the stuff should come out when we use the pressure washer. Now, when I rinse this off, I'm just going to use the white tip, and I'm pretty much just going to go from one end of the board to the other end of the board. If I have to stop, I'm not going to stop on the board. I'm pretty much going to keep the one moving and then let go of the trigger if I have to stop on the board, or I'm going to sweep it up in the air so that way I won't have any marks on this deck. And you definitely want to do it that way, especially if you're going to go with a clear coat or some type of stain that's transparent, so that way you won't leave any marks. But since I'm going with solid, I won't have to worry about any of that problems. Okay, guys, I was getting everything set up on my pressure washer to go ahead and rinse this deck, and I got an epic fail for you. I did not bring my wand to clean this deck off. If you come across stuff like this, you got to find ways to get through it because driving back home for an hour one way to get a one and come back to do this job is a waste of time, or wasting money by going out and buy another one that's probably at a place that may be close by. So luckily I have my X-Jack gun, or my one is shorter, but I can use that to do the job. If I didn't have that, the next thing that I can do is I can take the ball valve and I can use the ball valve to do this job, because the ball valve has enough pressure. And like I said, I'm just rinsing this off. I'm not trying to clean a lot of algae and anything off of it, because it wasn't that bad. If this job was that bad, I probably had to use the one with the shorter lance, or with no lance, because this gun doesn't have a lance and stuff on it. So let me show you what I have. So right now I have a pressure washing wand. Well, I got the gun portion, I don't have a wand in on it, but I have this part right here where I use my X-Jack. I'm gonna use this with the white tip. That way I can get this clean. If I didn't want to do that, I had to use the ball valve to do the cleaning and stuff like that. If this had a lot of green algae and stuff on it, you would need to definitely use a wand or a white tip to get all the green algae off. But this is coming clean, and you cannot deny that it's clean. So that's my failure. I'm not afraid to show you stuff that I mess up on. Luckily, like I said, it's not a big deal. I could turn the water on. So yeah, luckily it's not a big deal when stuff like that happens, but it could cost you money in the long run, because what if you was doing this job, you get finished with it, the job, but then you had a customer that walked up to it and say, hey, I need to get my driveway clean, which I don't have my surface cleaner, because this job does not require a surface cleaner. Also, I don't have my one if you want to do a house wash, but I can do that with the X-Jack. So yes, you do probably want to make a checklist to make sure that you're taking everything you need. For some reason, when I didn't think that I had to do the surface cleaner, I didn't think about the surface cleaner. My one is right next to the surface cleaner. So when I didn't bring the surface cleaner, I didn't bring the one. So keep that in mind. Next time that you go out to the job, make sure you have a checklist, or to make sure that you have everything you possibly need. If you keep it in one area, just like I try to do. I try to keep everything in one area. For some reason, I just got to bring the one. But we're gonna get through this job, and we're gonna make this deck look good. So let's go ahead and get started now. deck, get the handrails and the floor. Okay guys, that is it for the wash. I'm gonna go walk around and explain everything and why I did the way I did stuff. All this is clean. As you can see right here, like the little fur and stuff. That's probably because I could have left the chemicals on too long. But my belief is it was a clear coat on here. And kind of looking at it, it does look like a clear coat, but we don't have to strip all of it off all the time. So what I'm gonna do is just basically, since I'm going, like I said, I'm going back with a solid color, so it's gonna cover everything up. I just wanted to kill the mold and the algae. Now, if you was going back with a clear coat, which I probably wouldn't on this deck because of the different colors in the wood and this area right here, you would have to try to strip all this clear coat off. And you want to strip it off so that way you can try to get an even coat on this wood. But it was no way possible for this to use a clear coat, not because of the clear stain, but because of the size. Size is a different color than the floor because that's old wood and that's new wood. This new wood has a clear coat. So like I said, treat the clear coat like stain, especially when you're putting a solid color on it. But if you have a clear coat on the deck and you're going with a transparent, you need to make sure you get all this stuff off, because if not, it's gonna look terrible. But I don't have to worry about that. So now the wash is complete. We can go ahead and go to our next step. Okay guys, that's going to do it for the wash of this deck right here. Now, if you found this video entertaining, make sure that you hit the like button, or if you learned something from it, make sure you hit that like button. If you didn't, go back and look at the video because you skipped over the good parts, and then hit the like button. And if you're a subscriber to the channel, thank you for subscribing. And if you're new here, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell so you'll know when my next video comes out. This is Marcos from Criminal Pressure Washer, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.
It's him and I, a criminal.